come a long way, right? From correlations to linear regression to this whole world of causal inference. We're seeing the key players, how they interact. But I don't know, I still feel like there's like one piece missing. Like, we know the ingredients, we know the recipe, but we haven't seen the actual cooking process? I think you're right. We need to see how these factors, how they influence each other over time. To really understand the dynamics of cafe chaos, we need to look at the flow of information within this whole system. And for that, we use something called transfer entropy.
Okay, information flow and transfer entropy. This is getting really interesting. So what exactly is it?
Imagine a time-lapse video of the cafe, right?
Hmm.
And we can see how different things, whether foot traffic, the competitor, even social media, how they all influence each other over time, like a domino effect.
Oh, I like that. A domino effect. So didn't IV and DML already tell us like what causes what? What's different about transfer entropy?
Four, it helped us isolate specific things like cold weather and DML. That helped us refine our predictions. But transfer entropy, it goes further. It shows us the direction and the strength of the information flow between all these variables.
Okay, so we're seeing how they all like push and pull on each other, right? Like I don't know, like dancers in a really complicated routine.
Exactly. We see which ones are leading, which ones are following, how the music changes the whole dance. And what's really cool about transfer entropy is that, well, it doesn't need those helper variables like IV, and it doesn't need a specific model like DML. It's a very versatile tool.
So we're about to see this dance of cafe chaos, right? How it all plays out over time. What does this flow network show us?
Well, first of all, it confirms that foot traffic, that's really at the heart of everything. It's influenced by the weather, the competitor, even social media, though, to a lesser extent.
So foot traffic is like the lead dancer then, setting the pace for everything else.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that the weather, it acts as a kind of trigger,
Woo.
setting off a whole chain reaction.
So like a sudden storm rolls in, right? Everything changes.
Suddenly less foot traffic.
Yeah.
Which means, well, the competitor might change their strategy. And ultimately, yeah, sales are affected. It's like you said, a domino effect.
Okay, so weather, it's a big deal. What about the competitor then? Where do they fit into all this?
This is really interesting. The flow network, it shows us something.
Hmm.
The competitor, they have a big impact on sales, right? But their outgoing information flow, it's weak. Meaning, well, they're not very quick to adapt.
Oh, I see. So they're like, I don't know, like a dancer who's got like one really good move, but that's it.
Yeah, kind of. They can make a splash, but they're not very flexible.
So that's a weakness then, right? Something Max could use to their advantage.
Exactly. Especially when the weather changes things up, cafe chaos could be much more, well, more agile.
Okay, so we've gone from complete chaos, right, to actually understanding what's going on. But what about everyone else? What can our listeners take away from all this?
I think the biggest takeaway is, well, the power of data analysis. It's not just about looking at numbers. It's about finding the story those numbers tell. And that story, it can help us make better decisions, whether it's running a business or, I don't know, just understanding our own habits.
So it's like learning a new language almost, the language of data.
That's a great way to put it. And the best part is it's a journey, right? There's always something new to learn, new patterns to find.
So stay curious, keep asking questions, and keep exploring. Who knows what we might discover?
Exactly. So we encourage you, think about the data in your own life. What's it telling you? What connections are hidden there?
Because the possibilities, they really are endless. And this whole data journey, it's full of surprises. So keep on exploring, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.